The 401k is a trap, and this is why entrepreneurs are opting out. Here are the 5 reasons why you should do the same. So number 1, the 401k locks up your money. So what does this mean for you? So as an entrepreneur, you don't want your money just to be locked up. You want it to be growing and available to you when you want to invest into something else. Say there's an emergency. Say you have a good opportunity to invest and you pull out that money. What happens? Penalty. See, there is a 59.5-year penalty. So if you pull it out before that, they are going to take out a big percentage of that. And not only that, but this is a deferred tax product. You know what that means? Like, okay, this is what's happening right here. This is an agreement between you and the government, right? It's like they come to be like, hey, I have a deal for you. Let's me and you open up an account. Yeah. Like you open up in your name and put the money in there. And this is what I bring to the table. I'll make sure that you don't get taxed. You don't have to pay any tax right now. I will just save that to later. Don't worry. That's the value that I bring. But your part is to open up the account. You put the money in. And if the money does well, hey, we're going to do good, right? And if the market does bad, then I'm sorry, then you're losing. Do you see the agreement here is not level? The only risk is on you. And later, guess what happens? When you pull the money out, even if you wait until 59.5, even if you wait until after 60 years old and you do it the way you follow their rules, when you pull out that money, you're getting taxed. This is deferred tax. Now, let me ask you this. When you start looking at the patterns, right? Because we don't know, but let's look at the patterns. Is taxes going to be higher or lower in the future? What would you say? It's probably going to be higher, right? So now you're going to get taxed at a higher rate on a bigger lump sum of money. So guess who's winning? Not you. And here we are thinking like, this is the best way, right? A 401k. No, there's no flexibility here. This is not the best option for your hard-earned money. You worked hard for this. You're doing this for your family, for your future, and yet you're putting it into this place where it's not growing. This is why entrepreneurs are not putting it in a 401k, but because there's no flexibility. You can't pull it out. You can't use it. And if you do, you're going to get taxed and all that money gone. The penalties on the 401k totally kill your options. I want you just to think about this because so many people, they don't think about it. They think that their money's safe until it's too late. And this is why right now, when you look at the baby boomers, what's happening? A lot of them are supposed to be retiring. They're supposed to be retiring. They worked hard for a long time and now they're pulling out their 401k and they're realizing that they don't have enough. And now they have to have some kind of supplemental income. This is why you're seeing a lot of people getting towards the end of their life having to go and do something part-time. Whether it's, going to Walmart, doing some Uber, doing something to supplement their income. Why? Because they didn't get enough. Don't fall into this trap. You see, when you pull out the money, and if it's early, there's a big penalty. See, if you pull it out before the age of 59.5, there's a 10% penalty on what is withdrawn. Plus, there's the regular income tax. Right? And that's going to be based off of your tax bracket. So now all this is starting to take away. So for an example, if you withdraw $10,000, right? Let's say you have an emergency or you need something, or you just want to do something with your family, or you have an opportunity for, an investment. You're like, okay, I'm going to pull it out here. See, you can lose $1,000 to penalties, up to another $2,000, even $3,500 or more to taxes, depending on your income bracket. You see, so now all this money, it's you're losing. And not only that, but if you become permanently disabled or you die, or you're over 55 and now you're separated from your job, all these different things, there's penalties, there's taxes, there's so many ways that you can lose money with these products that is not really securing your money, your hard-earned money. Number 3. With the 401k, Wall Street wins, not you. So let me hit you with this that's real because look, entrepreneurs, they're not losing money. They're not failing because of bad ideas. They're not losing because they're lazy, because they're not, right? You're working hard and you're working hard for your money, for your future, but yet you're putting your money into these places where it's not working hard for you. So they're failing not because of the bad ideas or because they're lazy. They're failing because they run out of cash, they run out of control. So now when they need to pull out money, they're not able to because they're not able to touch it because it's tied to the market. Because it's if they do touch it, so now they're going to lose all this money that they've been growing. So at the end of the day, if you're building a business, you need a strategy, right? Like any business needs a strategy where you need to have money that's liquid, where you can use it for leverage, where you can use it to create more freedom for yourself. So you're not always stuck there. This is where you use that money to where you have a business and the business doesn't have you. So if you're building a business and you don't have this strategy when it comes to your money, come on, like just any business, think about it. How are you going to build your marketing without a strategy? How are you going to be better in your sales without a strategy and a system? Same thing when it comes to your money. When it comes to you growing your money, you need a strategy and a system. And that strategy is called an IUL. It's an index universal life product. This is where, a lot of times most of us, and I include myself, where we are taught to work hard, right? And then put your money where? There's a lot of us in your sock drawer or underneath your mattress, right? And some of us, like we get to that more, mature, place where we put your money into a bank. People get to the next level where they have a 401k. So that's where we're taught. We're taught to save. And 401k, where you can't touch it to 59 and a half, we're taught to save it maybe in an IRA, right? And this is another thing that is taxed later, and the rates go up as well. Or they're putting their money into bank accounts that are giving them, not even 0.5%. This is not control. This is not, having confidence when it comes to your money. This is a trap. This is being captive to not having a right strategy when it comes to your money. That's where the IUL comes in. So as a entrepreneur for myself, man, I wish I would have knew this a long time ago. See, as a business owner, your money needs to be available, right? It needs to be protected and also growing. So with an IUL, it's available because you're able to pull it out and it's not going to get, taxed, right? You're able to pull it out. You're able to even take a loan out on yourself, and the money grows at the same rates of the percentage of the loan. So it becomes washed out. It's available. When opportunity knocks, when emergency comes, you can use it. It's also protected. So look, a lot of times like in the 401k or the IRA or these different things that are not bad, but they're not the best. They're tied to the markets, right? Which, okay, it can be good when the market's doing good. So, but when the market drops, guess what happens to your money in those accounts? It drops too. So it's not protected. But with an IUL, it is. So with an IUL, it operates different to where the market is doing good, then your account does good. If the market drops, right, like it has in the last few years and few different times where it drops, guess what happens to yours? It gets fixed until the market comes back up, and then it'll go back up with it. That's the win-win right there. So it's protected even if the market tanks. Even during all the COVID stuff that happened, where a lot of other people that had money in all these other accounts, they were calling me afraid. Richard, am I losing money in this account? All these other people that are investing, they're losing all this money. Do I need to take the money out? I'm like, no, you don't. You're not going to lose anything. That's the power of these products. And not only not lose anything, remember, you want your money to be available. You want your money to be protected, but you also want it to be growing, right? Like you don't want lazy money. You want, even when you're sleeping, even when you're traveling, even when you're doing, like your money is growing. That's what these accounts do. So you become your own bank. Instead of the bank taking your money, putting it in there, and then they call people like me and they take your money and put it in an account that I'm telling you about, and they make money off of your money. See, you need to become your own bank. Take out the middleman. This is where you can come and do it. So when it comes to having an IUL, this is where you get control of your life, control of your wealth. This is what this is what the rich people use to keep growing their money. You grow your money without losing it, right? You can use it anytime. No penalties. It's tax-free. You can use it for your retirement. You can structure it. The strategy. Remember I said you need a strategy? You can strategize and use it to just grow and just stay in there. You can have it pay you every month, right? You can just take out a big lump sum and just invest it into something else. There's so many things you can do with this. Let's talk about a real example here so you can get like a visual for yourself. Let's say you're 35 years old and you put away $1,000 a month into this IUL. instead of a 401k, an index universal life, you put it into one of these accounts that, by the way, I can show you, I can quote you, I can show you my screen and show you what all these numbers can do. Okay. It's amazing how you can structure it and how flexible these things are. So let's say you're 35, you put away $1,000 a month into this account, an IUL. And over time, your cash begins to grow, right? It's protected from the losses like I was sharing. And by the time that you're 50 years old, okay, so this is 15 years later, right? Now you've built a 6-figure cash value that you can tap into, right? So now think like in life, what happens? You start having family problems, somebody gets sick, you have these bills, you have a business problem, business slows down, right? The market changes. Guess what? You have liquidity, you have money that you can pull out, right? You want to make a down payment on, maybe you've been saving up and you want to invest in some apartment complex or a duplex or something to get your money to create, right? Now you have leverage. Now you can use this and actually do and take this opportunity to do it. Maybe you want to focus more on, no, Richard, I'm getting older. I want to retire. I want to be with my family more. I don't want to invest right now. I'm doing okay. I just want to be able to retire comfortably. That's great. You can retire on your terms with these products as well, because it can also create this tax-free income for yourself. That's the power. That's the strategy. That's control. So look, when you're out there grinding as an entrepreneur, as a leader, as a high performer, you're working hard for what? For your future, for your family, right? You're sacrificing, you're building. And so why would you put your money, your hard-earned money, in a place where you can't touch it, you can't use it, it's losing, it's getting taxed. You might even lose it when you die. It's not going to go into a place where it's going to your beneficiaries. There's no protection. See, the IUL product changes all of that, all of it. You're your bank, so you're not dependent on anybody else. You don't lose that money. You're the lender. You're the bank. You're the lender. You're in control. This is why wealthy entrepreneurs, they use this product, the IUL, because it protects their cash, it builds their wealth, it funds their future, it does everything that you need to do. And now if you want to run, your business, more intentionally, you can, because you're not focused on all these things, right? And it's creating this cushion, and even this confidence for you, so you can be even more confident and not as passive in your business. So if you're interested in this and you want to learn more about the IUL and how this can be one of the most powerful financial tools that you've ever used, just message me. We'll put a link right here. We'll put a number. You can message me. You can click the link. We can set up a free time. It just takes like 15, 20 minutes. Won't even take long. With myself, one of my experts, we can get on a call with you. You can do it from anywhere. You can be on a Zoom. We'll show you our screen. We'll show you how to create it, how flexible it is, how to set it up in different ways, depending on your needs, depending on your goals, depending on your family. It just depends on what you want to create with it. It's very powerful, very practical. So if you're interested, message me, click the link, and we can set up a free 15, 20-minute meeting where we can show you what it looks like for you. And if you're not interested in this IUL, that's fine. I have another video for you right now on the 5 ways to protect your empire. Enjoy.